No, see, now it does. It does it again. It's not me.
Timing thing. Yep. Welcome back, everybody. This is Doc T. Dr. Johnson, sorry, okay. And Dr. J or Dr. Westbrook over here. Welcome to SHARC Doc Talk. All right, today we're going to have a fun one. I had a little, I don't know what you call it, little itch I need scratched on the concept of training. So I was working at the gym, and I'm sitting there going through my motions and doing my thing, and I started thinking to myself, what is my purpose in here? Like, why am I in here training, and for what purpose? And, of course, my mind goes down a rabbit hole, as these guys do too. Started thinking about all the patients over the years that I've seen and talked to. Things like I do yoga a couple times a week. I'll go out and run 3 or 4 miles a couple times a week. And in my back of my mind, I'm like, but what are you training for, right? You're either training to get bigger or stronger, training to get leaner or lose weight, or you're just kind of like arbitrarily training. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So we got a power lifter over here. We have a strength-based guy over here. And we have a phone that should have been turned off 5 minutes ago over here. So, edit that out. And you got me. I'm just kind of basically, I'm 51 years old. I just want to stay strong. I got 2 boys that are insisting on wrestling on every other day kind of basis. Mm-hmm. And they're unfortunately getting stronger. So, yeah, that's my jam.
I mean, fortunately and unfortunately getting stronger. It's a good thing.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad because I can't just play, boom, and throw them. I need both hands. And I got the middle one going around like flicking me in the nose, pulling on my ear. My daughter's kicking me in the thigh. I'm like...
Can't let them win.
No, it's impossible. I'd tear shoulders off before I let them win. Meaning theirs, not mine. Mine will tear off on its own, I'm sure. So, anyway, Dr. Johnson, why don't you kick us off here? What are your thoughts on that initially here?
In terms of what type of training?
For a purpose. Yeah. Like, what do you train for? What's your purpose?
Yeah, so currently in a powerlifting type of phase, or at least what my friends call it, a powerlifting arc. They reference it in terms of stories, so it's an arc right now. But really, what we're doing is trying to get as strong as possible here. And I do it just because it's fun, and I find actually a good social part of it, where sure. I enjoy hanging out with some of these guys. And I also enjoy just getting stronger. It's fun to objectively see, like, oh, week 1, we're lifting this much weight, and then we add 20 pounds on that at the end of, we'll just say 8 weeks or something like that. It seems very easy for my brain to understand, and it helps me just stay consistent with things. So that's one of the reasons why I picked powerlifting, just because I know where I'm going with this.
Now, do you compete?
I'm signing up for competitions. The hard part right now, from what I'm realizing, is just balancing work-life balance. Because
none.
Yeah, zip. My training situation isn't just like the quote-unquote regular person.
Well, lay it out. What's a training session?
Yeah. In terms of a regular person, you're probably thinking about, hey, we're going to go to the gym at, let's say, like 5 a.m. We're going to go work out for an hour, shower, then go back. I wish my workouts were an hour. Mine, since there's a lot of rest in between because you're pushing at like 90% of your maxes sometimes, will be around that 2 to 2.5 to 3 hour mark sometimes.
Damn.
3 if I'm doing everything. Sorry, coach, I have a life.
He never said that. He's just joking.
Yeah.
He tells us behind closed doors that's not really true.
Yep, I do 1 lift. I say I did all 5 of them, and I just go home. No, but like realistically,
can I share a funny story real quick?
Go for it.
Just on this same topic.
Yep.
So, wife and I think we had just had our first son. We're probably 4 or 5 months post, so she's getting her body back, so to speak, right? So we live up the hill a little bit. We have what's called a green belt, San Clemente. Okay. Just flat, long, 2-mile little stretch down. I used to live down there, but I'm not sure if you're on that side. But anyway, it's an easy run. It's a big, easy, curvy pathway. You can just go run. So wife leaves in the morning. I get the little one. She's like, I'm going to go run. All right, cool. First thing in the morning. Comes back about an hour and a half, 2 hours later. I was like, wow, that was a good run. She comes in. She has dense indentations in her face. And I'm looking at her. It's like, okay, I know after exercise what I look like. It ain't like that. And I was like, did you go take a nap? She turns beet red. She's like, I might have not made it out of the car. So she literally was like, I'm going to run. Went down, passed out in the car and slept.
That's hilarious.
So, that's what Dave does.
Sometimes. But yeah, the joke is with powerlifting that you'll lift a set, you'll throw out a camping chair, and you'll wait 30 minutes before your next lift. That's not the case.
Olympic lifting does that, yeah. Yep. Saturdays, yep.
Yeah, the big power types of motions there. Yeah. However, those training sessions are long, so I have to budget that consistently and actually be realistic about how I'm getting there. Right. Because sometimes if I have like a full 8-hour day here and I have other stuff to finish at home, maybe I can only squeak in an hour and a half, and I will make what I call business decisions of what I can get to in terms of training. So that means some of the accessory work, sorry coach, I'm going to miss out on because I just at least need to hit my top sets of the lifts that I am required to hit.
Okay, that brings about another offshoot. I would be curious to go down a rabbit hole on which of those two things you should do on that day.
Yeah.
Because to me, if I had a patient and you came to me as a power lifter and you said, it's funny you say, I only have an hour and a half. I was sort of like, I only have 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you were worked all day 8 hours, maybe you're going to, you have a second job or something, and you got 45 minutes an hour and 20, your body's already like fatigued.
Yeah.
So trying to get your nervous system to go heavy seems to me contradictory to what would be beneficial.
Yeah.
Not saying I do anything. I worked out legs yesterday for the first time. Didn't hurt myself in 20 years. It's a miracle.
Congratulations.
No, so it's like,
Do we have claps? I don't know.
it's something going. So that's an interesting takeaway from that. Because I'm like, I would advise you to do auxiliary work to stabilize yourself. Yeah. But yet in your mind, you need to get the heavy work in because that's what you're going to be tested on.
Yeah.
Right? Interesting. All right, cool.
Yeah,
right.
it's a definitely it is
Challenge.
an interesting challenge to get around because sometimes with that too, I think it also depends on the day.
Right,
so if
sure.
it's like what we call like our primary squat or primary bench or primary deadlift days, where that is going to be the heaviest weight you touch for that exercise, then maybe it's just that. However, the other days where we call it our like our secondary bench or secondary squat days, those I tend to throw in more of the accessory work just because like, hey, we're really just greasing the motion. And what I mean by greasing the motion is since we do a really heavy one day, our second day is just so your body, quote unquote, remembers how to do it.
We call it movement repatterning or neuro repatterning.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a fancy way of saying it.
Yeah. So
greasing the wheels is really better.
Yeah. Grease the wheels. Just it makes sure that you understand how to get to your positions, how to hold your brace properly at the bottom and at the top when you're breathing, all that stuff.
And breathe.
Yep.
It's a shocking number of people that cannot breathe.
Yep.
Remind me to go. I'm going to write this down so we can go over this. Yeah.
Breathing and training.
Well, it's a funny, dude, I have so many stories. It's bro science, but we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically how I'll go about that. If it's a lighter day, then I'll for sure hit my accessories, just making sure everything is good, and all the other stuff that I feel that I'm lacking on, just because my doctor brain also goes off and saying like, hey, I haven't rotated in over 2 weeks, so
Another
maybe throw that
topic
in.
we'll get to. All right.
Yep.
And then, young man, how about you?
Yeah, so for me, I focus on like the big three, right? So the squat, the deadlift, bench press, and then I also like to do pull-ups.
SBD, dude.
I was going to say the big three to me have always been pull-up, deadlift, bench. Or not bench, squat. Sorry, not bench. Not bench at all.
No bench.
It's very funny how that works. And then I had another patient at my patient, a trainer, a friend of mine. He was into shoulder press, pull-ups, and deadlifts. And he thought back squatting or squatting should be accessory work. Offset.
Interesting.
Because it was axial loaded. And so you don't want to overtrain. It's very, this is why we talk training stuff, because
there's so many.
There's so much stuff out there.
directions.
So, which is what we're going to get to at the end as we wrap this baby up in about 45 minutes to an hour from now. I'm just getting out there. It'll be that long.
It'll only be 2 hours, just like my workout.
Yeah, we keep it like normal. Keep it, I mean, I've only had one of these, so where we are. Go for it.
So my training is based around that. And on January 1st of every year, I set a goal number that I want to hit for that year.
Ooh, tell us.
I will. Okay, so
Lay it on us, dude.
So because I didn't hit it last year, so my deadlift, I want to hit 365 this year.
Oh, you got it.
Which I'm pretty sure I'll hit. I'm
Where you at now?
at 335.
You have it.
So
Okay.
as long as I'm consistent, I should get there. I went from 315 to 335 really quickly. So I feel like that shouldn't be too hard.
What do you weigh right now?
I am 165.
That's pretty dang good.
Yeah, my deadlift is definitely my best.
Yeah. All right, cool.
movement.
Yeah, I like it.
And then squat, I want to get back to like my all-time max, which is 285. I'm at 265 right now.
Nice.
And then for bench press, I want to hit 225. I'm at 210 right now.
Okay.
And so yeah, so
So
like
you hate bench like I hate bench?
I love bench.
You
Actually.
love- I
love
hate bench.
I love it. Yeah.
I can tell you why. So there's a funny thing. We talked about training years before in the past. Where like how many years I've been 40 years in almost. I was at the gym. My dad was playing racquetball, which is the pickleball of the 70s and 80s. And I'm in the gym. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm under the bench. I got a bar and like 210s on. And I'm 13. And I'm like, "Ooh, one, yeah. And dude, that thing got stuck.
Oh, getting stuck underneath the bench press
Sucks.
is scary.
I'm 13 in a gym where nobody else is in the gym.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, I don't know how to escape. Nobody's ever taught me anything. So I'm just sitting there kind of like, is this how I'm going out? Like, I was a little nervous at first, right?
Throw on another plate.
It's like,
Before you call anyone, you
guy come running over, throwing the 45. I'm fine. I'm doing an ISO hold right now. Guy comes running over. He's like, all right. I'm like, no. He takes the bar and he literally goes with one hand and boom, boom, racks it up for me. And I kind of he's like, you all right? I'm like, I'm good. Like my ego severely damaged. I think that might be why I hate bench press.
Oh,
Yeah.
therapy session.
I hate.
We
Like,
unlocked it.
every time I get into bench, I hated bench press.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
I love
Sorry.
bench press. Maybe we can plug in the video of a couple months back. I failed 215. And I got stuck under it because I didn't have a spotter. That might be kind of funny if you want to throw that in.
If you have that, yeah, send
I
that over.
definitely
That would be
have it.
fantastic. Yeah.
That means I wish I was filming the time that I got stuck here, right?
Oh
You-
yeah,
so-
and I
First
saved
of all, you
yeah,
should
last
always be
week.
filming.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Because you
Always
never
be
know what
filming,
fun
yeah.
stuff's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think it was just like one of my. It wasn't the top set. It was like one of the back down sets. So when we talk about a back down set, it's not the thing that you're hitting at the most weight. It's the couple sets right after that. That's at a lighter weight, but for more reps and more work in. Yeah, I think I was pause benching around like 205, and I got the first set pretty okay. It was like 5 reps. The second set, for whatever reason, was starting to move a little slower. I'm like, well, I'll just take a longer break, move around, do everything like that, chill, take some water, do whatever I need to do. Justin happened to be there because he's training with one of his patients, right?
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I come in Monday, I'm like,
yep.
why is it smelling here? What happened?
Yep. So I come down. I'm like, get the first one. Second one, I go, oh, it hits the sticking point. So the sticking point when you come up is you feel good till it hits there and it's just not moving.
At all.
Yep. Put it back on my chest, and I was dumb enough to put the clips on the side, so I'm by myself.
So you can't dream. So just everybody out there so you understand. And this is what I was saying, like, I didn't know better because I didn't have clips on my weight.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're underneath the bench
Yep.
and you're stuck, you just start wiggle woggling until the plates kind of just fall off so you can get to a weight and get the bar off you. That's the way to get out. But when you're responsible, because you don't want to break anything inside your office,
Yep.
you put the clips on.
Yep. So you can't wiggle it off.
You're
So
stuck.
I was like, I'm stuck. I have 2 options here. I can roll it down. I call it the roll of shame, as in everything is just scraping the front of your chest here.
Feels
You're gonna get to
good.
hip.
It's like a little massage.
And you basically just deadlift it up at that point
Yeah.
and drop the weight. But Justin was there. So there I am at the bottom. I look over, and I'm still braced, and I still technically have my Valsalva maneuver on. I was like, hey, Justin, I need some help. And then he looks over and says, I got you.
Yeah, I'll be right with you. I'm counting patience. Reps, just hold that thought real quick.
Yeah, right.
Yep. That was fun.
All right. Finish
But-
up. Go ahead.
Yeah, so and then for pull-ups, I haven't tested in a long time. I'm probably at like 8 pull-ups all the way up, all the way down from a dead stop.
Nice. No kips in between?
No.
Good.
No.
Okay. So your back is your-
strict pull-ups.
You
So
know what?
that's
That Nordic thing we got would be helpful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, your posterior chain's off.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because your push, I mean, at a squat of 285, and you're doing what right now?
For what?
What are you squatting right now?
Squatting right now 265.
And you're doing 335?
Yep.
And these are what, 3 reps, 1 rep, 4
1 rep.
1 rep?
Yep.
Yeah, your pull system's bad. Okay.
That's
what
crazy.
I'm- Sorry, I go into doc mode.
I thought it would have been good because my deadlift is pretty
The deadlift's not bad. You're just strong. You're a strong guy.
okay.
But that pull-up is, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty bad at pull-ups.
And that's
And
not
also
ever-
I've lost like 20 pounds since Cairo school. Like being in Zoom calls for a lecture for 8 hours a day for 2.5 years was not great. I was just I did not move nearly as much as I do now. But anyway, to kind of wrap this up, like
No, you're
that's
good.
kind of what I'm training for. And one of the things I want to point out that's pretty profound to me, and I heard it from one of the strength coaches from Sorinex, the equipment company, and they do workout programs and stuff. And what they say is there's a difference between working out and training.
Yeah.
Yep.
Big
Working out is going into the gym, not knowing what you're doing, having no plan, and
Chaos.
just moving. It's
Yeah.
chaos.
Moving to move.
Training is you have a goal in mind, and your plan reflects that. And I think that's the one thing from the novice lifter to the experienced lifter. It's working out versus training.
Yeah.
and being able to guide someone on that path to being able to start training instead of working out is going to get them to their goals much more quickly.
Training with a purpose, yeah. That's truly what I went on this little tangent in my mind. It was like that was what I was thinking about. I'm like, for us, every patient coming, like the most common thing we hear generally between January and March is, want to get back in shape. Holidays are over. But almost all of our patients, to some degree, run.
That's the first.
I just start running, and I was like, you have to get in shape to run. Running is a sport, and it's a training event. So it's always funny to watch those. But what are your training sessions like? Like, how long are they?
Hour 15 at most.
Okay. And are you structured in a bodybuilding format, a strength-based format? Like, where are you at with the format?
I would say that I'm with the big 3 lifts. I'm going to go more strength and power.
So your reps are
With no more than 8.
okay.
Yeah.
So 4 to 8,
Yeah.
if you will. Okay.
Yeah, like 3 to 8, 4 to 8,
Okay.
lots of 5, reps of 5, that kind of stuff. And then every now and then I'll spice things up with a pause or something like that, or some
ISO
tempo.
holds are the best.
Yeah.
They suck, but they work.
They are the.
Yeah.
If you really want to like make a jump, like your pull-ups, that's what. Actually, if you wouldn't mind, I'd love to do something with you on that.
Let's do it.
But start doing a ISO holds, where you get to a 90-degree angle, and you kind of hold it there for 3 seconds, and then release, and then do it again.
Yeah.
You'll actually build up strength in the pull-up within 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Damn.
You'll top weight like it's nothing.
You know, and also I feel like my grip is a limiting factor in it.
That's so. Isn't it weird how he
But-
has a good deadlift, which is grip,
Yeah.
but pull-ups are challenging.
Yeah, it's more 'cause my hands get clammy.
Oh,
Do you chalk up or no?
I usually chalk up. I'm not trying, but I'm
That's what I do.
But yeah, but
I
I'm
need
not
to.
trying to. I'm not trying to chalk up the office.
I
also.
do it
I
all the time.
appreciate you
I
doing
just clean
that.
it.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
And then I have weightlifting straps, which I try not to use unless I'm for my my deadlift. If I'm at less than 225, I'm not using straps. That's my rule.
For deadlift?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mine was I kept pulling neutral grip until I would start to lose it, and then I would flip. But I would never flip otherwise. And that was my version. Now, if I'm going all out, like I want to see what I can pull today, well, I'm flipping it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But my 5x5s, 8x3s, I tried to neutral as much as I could, then flipped I had to.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's a training modality. That's just what I chose to do. But I tried. I only use. Can I ever use straps on deadlift? I used straps when I was repping out.
That's where I use mine.
Yeah, I was
Or
against
RDLs.
it.
Yeah.
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 RDLC.
I was against it because I don't think deadlift should be repped out. Personally, I think it's bad for the integrity of the spine.
Risk reward.
Yeah, because you're not really getting the bang for your buck. But when I tried, tried ever English second language? Have you guys ever tried?
I was like, you?
My goodness, yeah, not the cool kind of way either. Where I speak multiple languages. I barely speak one. Have you ever tried ISO holds on deadlift, 1 inch from the ground?
Oh, those
Yes.
suck. Pause deadlifts?
Yeah.
Ooh.
2-second pause at the bottom.
I do 3,
Oh my god.
but it is
the longest 3 seconds. You look back at the film.
that weight 185. All of a sudden, I'm like, am I pulling 4 bit? What's going on around here?
Yeah. So funny enough, I actually just programmed that in for one of my patients.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She's struggling with some like deadlift problems and also just like pharmacare type of issues.
Yeah.
Getting it off the ground. I'm like, guess what we're doing today? Pause deadlifts.
Oh, you do pause. I do one arm RDL same way
Yeah.
with the kettlebell, and I'll kind of let my body do a little rotation. I'm finding that we need to add rotation.
Yes. Yep.
It's funny when you start doing stuff. I intuitively do it to myself, but I didn't process it up here. That a lot of patients are so stuck in this position
Yeah.
that it's been a lot of fun tweaking and playing with that stuff.
Yeah, the internal rotation of the hip.
Everything,
Yeah.
like all of it.
Yep.
Where was I going with that?
Pause deadlift.
The pause and the pulls, the Nordic for you, that would be good for the grip too. Also, suitcase carries.
Yep.
So one arm, one side.
Oh, one on one side.
Yeah, don't do both. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I did. I think it was like 60% of my body weight with kettlebells in each hand,
Okay.
or not in each hand, but so like it would have been. I think I did like the 40 kilogram
20 kilo.
or 20 kilo. Yeah,
Yep.
40 pound.
Yeah, we speak weightlifting in here.
Yeah,
I was
right.
going to say 40 kilos.
Yeah. I was like, damn, that's good.
And your grip's a problem on pull-ups?
Yeah, right.
I think we're missing something.
And I walked around for a minute.
Just cruising around.
Yeah, because I remember learning in school.
Have you ever walked
that
around the pond out there?
No.
So I had a patient that with that same thing.
Oh, yeah?
Walked down the stairs, around the back, up the stairs, and then just walked around the pond. And I'd have him do 5 laps one way and 5 laps the other, switch hands.
My God.
It was fantastic
That's
because
diabolical.
it's kind of like, but it's somewhat relaxing because you're next to a koi pond with palm
Sure,
trees and banana trees. Except the stairs after 6 or 7 rounds started getting to them. It's only 5 or 6 steps, but it's just enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, I remember learning in school, like there's the fitness standard for like the life longevity, right? We know that grip strength is highly correlated with a longer lifespan, and the standard is walking around with 75% of your body weight for 2 minutes.
In each hand? Or split?
Total.
So 70, I'd have to carry 36 kilos in each hand.
Yes. No.
All right, 75 each.
We're not good at math.
75 each, right?
Each hand or just
150, I'm 200.
If you're 200, then it would be like 50 in each hand.
Okay.
50 pounds, sorry.
So about half.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a problem. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
75. I'm like,
It shouldn't be a problem for us,
60, yes.
for especially how we treat our hands should be pretty strong. But
yeah.
but I think
I'm still-
it's more like sweaty hands, clammy hands.
interesting.
chalk, dude.
that
Chalk's
give
your best friend.
Chalk it up.
Chalk,
dude.
yeah.
Or
Strap.
did you guys see what I found out there? My claw grips.
Oh, those are
So
yours?
when I had knee surgery, however many years ago, I was at a back house and we had a beam, or I had a beam, and I had to be off my knee. I had something called a microfracture, not recommended just FYI, but had that done. I was in a cast for 6 weeks. Couldn't walk, crutches, the whole nine, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, I can't
and I had to
get
be
it off.
careful because when your knee gets done like that, it's like pudding in there. So you have to let it heal. So I found these online. I've always been a big pull-up guy. And you basically put your fingers in. You have 4 fingers. And I worked my way up thumb to 2 and then these 2. Where I could do pulls with just these 2 fingers. Because I had 6 weeks. So what do you
sounds
guys
like
did?
the most Doc T thing ever. It's like, I couldn't do
It's
this, so I
great.
tried this.
But I'm like, that would solve your problem while letting you train. Because now you're not worried about this. You just got your fingers in there.
Yeah.
Plus you're training everything else.
Yeah.
We're going to have fun with Justin.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy.
You're going to have programs like, Justin, hey, try this, try this, try this.
Yeah. And I'm like leaned out right now, so like anything I do, it just pops out. It's great. My veins start to pop out.
I was about to say, I was like,
sorry. I also train for aesthetics. Whatever.
I was like, when you said pop out, you're saying your shoulder pops out?
Like, what happens? What's
I mean,
dislocated?
this one. I mean, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Serratus problem.
Yep.
That might be it, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with
Throwing.
bench, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
so you just got up stuff.
Oh yeah. When I go. It's
Yep. Yeah, I've been doing more of that. Just my left side.
See, that goes back to that conversation about the auxiliary work.
Yep.
Where that kind of actually, so I have a dozen now, patients that I'm doing. I took them all away from their strength training. And it's been shocking because you see strong people that look strong, like good muscles, and you make them do something very simple, very controlled, and then I throw in this magic word, breathe, and I watch
So
them
hard.
crumble. Just completely crumble when they're trying to maintain positioning. And I started, so let's go down the rabbit hole. This is fun. We're in the perfect spot. So bro science is what we refer to when it's like your buddy's way of doing things, or your buddy's buddy read something on something from a buddy, and so on and so forth. So let's try it. Talking about chaos training. It's just there's stories on that one. So I was having a great conversation with a good friend of mine who he and I have been working out similarly for 20 plus years now. So we had a little bit of weightlifting, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, CrossFitting, bodybuilding, blah, blah, blah. So we were talking, and he wanted me to put him through this because he keeps getting these little nagging, my heel, my knee, my neck, my shoulder. And I said, your body's not connected. And he goes, what do you mean? I said, you're not connecting all your pieces to move together. And so we started moving through some stuff. And I put him through a routine, and I started to notice he was out of breath 15 minutes in. He was like, whew. And I'm like, bro, we are not doing cardio. What happened? And so I started watching, and it blew my mind. He was going for every single rep. And that sound I'm making is hold the breath, do the rep, exhale. And I said, why were you doing that? He's like, well, that's what you're supposed to do. That's how I've always been trained, taught. We've always done it this way. Powerlifter.
Yeah.
Right? And the problem I said is that's true if you're doing a 1RM, maybe a 2, a 3 on a release. So if you're doing a deadlift up and you're releasing it for a quick sec, regripping and going again, yes, I understand. But if you're going through a reps, anything over, 3, if you're not breathing, you're hypoxic, which means you're going to fatigue faster.
Yeah.
Which means doing push-ups is now cardio to you. And he was like, I don't understand. And I started laughing. I said, all right, let's go through this motion. So I had him doing wall RDLs, and I had him breathe in on the way up and exhale on the way down. And he lasted about 7 reps, and couldn't breathe. He was like stuck. And I was just blown away. So this is rabbit hole thing of like, we have to work on breathing. And it's shocking how exercise and sport and all these things got conflated with holding your breath for a movement. And I thought to myself, well, if you're a marathon runner, when does your core work?
Yeah, if you're
It
used to
can't.
firing it when you're holding your breath, yeah.
You can't. It's impossible. So you're going to run 26 miles, 26.2. I got corrected on that once before.
That
I was
point two
just-
is important.
Yeah.
At that
I was
point.
just speaking 26 miles, like, oh, it's 26.2. I'm like, okay. Thank you for correcting me.
Yeah, thanks.
I
I
appreciate
know that.
Yeah, so 26.2. 26, that point two's got to suck.
Yeah,
Like-
that's why it matters to them.
I can see it. Anyway, but like you can't hold your breath and run 26 miles.
No.
And if you need to hold your breath to get your core to fire, that ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that way. And so when I like talk with patients, and I'm thinking to myself, let's watch these people breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how many times you've done it.
I started doing it a lot more.
Yeah, or you like when I work out now, I've noticed even I do it. I'm like, why am I holding my breath? Because I've trained myself. Now here's where it got interesting. If you take that concept, I'm doing it at the gym, right? And we spend an hour or so in the gym every day.
I spend a day.
You spend a day every day, which is not. It's kind of fun. It's
kind of fun.
You imagine getting paid to work out.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's easy, maybe because we don't do it for a living, but man, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yep.
I would take a year off to try that.
Being an influencer.
No, getting paid just to work out. Is that what
Well,
influencers?
That's
yeah.
basically what they do.
Yeah, they take a camera
How
to
do
the gym.
I do this?
You get the camera
And just go work out and people watch that?
Yeah, you can do like Instagram lives. People hop on.
I'm
and do
still
that.
tripping out about the kid that opens up toys and plays with them, and kids watch this, and I'm thinking to myself, just go
That's
play with your
crazy.
toys. Like go anyway. So when you start doing this, you start noticing, okay, this translates into daily life. So what do you think you do when you get out of a car? Get out of bed, get out of a chair, sit in the chair.
You
Yeah.
brace.
And you start all the time. I'm like, you're hypoxic. There's a reason you're exhausted at 3 PM. I was laughing going, you're not getting enough oxygen, not only in, but you're not exhaling it out. You're bringing it in and you're holding it and then you let it out slow. Very fascinating. Sorry, you guys look bored out of your mind on this one, but
I'm interested.
I'm like, so how do we miss this
Yeah.
type guy? Yeah. So not to mention one of those same guys can't do more than 3 pull-ups without vibrating the bar off. And he has a 400-pound deadlift.
That's a good deadlift.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. Like, I don't get it. Our bodies are amazing. So anyway, back to the video thing. I want to bring up one funny story. You have to have videos in here when you work out. That's the rule. If you're working out in the office, you have to have video. You
I
know
do
why?
for the most part.
Me too.
Yeah. Here's why. You'll laugh. So we have a patient, Kenny Leverage. What's up, buddy? Love you. I think Dr. Johnson's seeing him now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he comes in. So back in his heyday, he was a CrossFit Games athlete, and he had a little knee stuff going on. I'm not going to mention what it was, but he had some stuff done. He had to rest. He had to just take a couple weeks off. So at the gym he was at the time, there was a girl that I was working with, and so she videotaped something to send to me. And she had tweaked her shoulder, so she was doing one-arm stuff, which I'm not a big fan of, but whatever. So she's got the video camera up. She has video. She does her workout because I want to see how she's moving and so forth. She sends me the video. So I pop it on. I'm watching it. And I see somebody kind of just, flying around the background doing whatever. All of a sudden, I see somebody doing handstand, like spring backhand flips through the camera.
Yep.
And I was like, is that? And it was Kenny. And I was like, what part of resting? It was like 2 days into this process. And so I was like texting him, like, okay, why are you doing back handsprings through a video camera? He's like, I'm just working at the gym. And I was like, Kenny, I have you on video. I literally have you on video doing these right now. Stop. And he started laughing. And I showed him the video. Yeah, it was very funny. So anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah, back to you. So you're training how many days a week?
3 to 4.
Okay. Do you do any auxiliary work on the side?
I do whatever feels good. My training program is not good right now.
Chaos.
Can I ask a question?
It's literal chaos. Yeah.
What did you do today?
What did I do today?
Yeah.
I woke up and I came here.
Oh, what did you do yesterday then?
Actually, I will say, I went to the batting cage yesterday.
Oh,
Like,
that's
like a
fun,
legit batting cage. Like we're actually hitting baseballs, not going to like boomers or anything like that.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience.
Oh yeah,
Legit,
it was good.
Yeah.
I went with some of my Sunday league teammates. And
cool.
It was good.
Nice, nice.
Talk about getting winded, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up about like breathing, because it wasn't until junior college where we had a hitting coach that was noticing that a lot of our guys were going and then holding our breath and swinging.
Super
And
stiff.
everyone was like, late.
Yep.
And he's like, okay, let's just try something. You load and you just release it. And you release your breath and you let it fly. And then everyone's on time. Bang, bang, bang. We're just peppering the gaps.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And it's like that first one, you'll like roll over it because your body's not used to it because you're so out in front now. Because now you're quicker, and then you figure it out, and it's like bang, bang, bang. And I wonder if that's kind of that's basically the same thing if you're doing like a deadlift or a squat.
100%.
I feel you got to release it a little bit to come back up.
Yep.
Like, yeah, you have to be braced because you have so much load
Yep.
and you want to protect yourself.
But there's bracing and breathing are different things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's where we get stuck. And this guy the look on his face when I started talking about it to him, it looked like I was trying to explain like the concept of God to him.
Yep.
And he was like, I don't understand. It was so just confusing. He didn't get it. And like even with things like that, it still feels so unnatural.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking in my head, we're humans, right? We kind of need the oxygen.
Yep.
It's just one of those things, we kind of prefer to have that in our bodies. So yeah, so that's an interesting, I've been going down the rabbit hole and doing a lot of like research into it all. There's not a ton. Breath in and of itself has never really been looked at. And so I've always approached lifting, exercising, training, sport with efficiency because that just makes the most sense. I'm a short guy who played volleyball. I had to be efficient, right? So I noticed the breathing part, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you play 3 hours, you're in the gym for 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
You're holding your breath for 2 hours,
Yeah, give or take.
right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what you would feel like if you didn't, right? And baseball games. Imagine doing that thing the whole game for 3 hours. And at the end, you're like, I'm so tired. I'm like, well, you've been holding your breath for 3 hours. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I took 80. I took 80 cuts yesterday, and I was on the back end. I was like, man, I can't take these long rounds anymore.
Isn't it funny in sport? Like, I was talking to somebody, trying to explain to them the concept of why they were sore. Because they did like, they went for, what did they do? They went skateboarding or something like that. And it said my hips, my knees, my calf was sore. When's the last time you skateboarded? It said 20 years. Like, that's why.
You're not ready.
Sport's different. It's just a different, there's like shooting hoops is shooting hoops.
Yeah.
But if you're playing one-on-one, you're going to have a different,
Oh, yeah.
tomorrow's going to suck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like, were you sore today?
Yeah, I'm a little sore.
Sore?
It was,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of like through my mid back and my front side.
That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Anyway, so, and this could be a separate podcast in of itself, but it's inclusive of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just to wrap it into training, though, when we're
Yeah.
talking about oxygen and oxygen deficiencies and along those natures, when you're holding your breath, like you said, you're not getting that into your system. However, for someone like me who's a power type of athlete or strength athlete, we don't like to do the cardio portion, but funny enough, that is probably the most important thing for us to do. It's not going to kill your gains.
no.
It's
And
actually
there's
going to help your athletic performance.
cardio's relative.
Yeah.
A marathon runner, a 2.5 hour marathon runner's cardio is different than Justin's cardio, is different than
Yeah,
your
mine.
cardio.
Yeah.
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 So the requirements are different because we did a lot of work with games athletes, CrossFit games athletes.
Yeah.
Well, I was a CrossFit endurance coach where we brought in endurance portions to them
Yeah.
because they weren't getting that piece. You still, there's always endurance in some form.
Yeah.
Right?
It has to be thrown in
I
there.
mean, your competition, how long is your competition a day? You go is it a whole Saturday?
It's basically a whole Saturday because it's
Yeah.
9 lifts. So, yeah, you're going to do...
And mind you,
squats first.
9 1 RM lifts.
Yeah,
like
so
max rep lifts.
Usually, I mean, you can get into the technical details of it.
No, don't bore us, please.
Yeah,
No.
it's just like
I'm just kidding.
your first lift.
I'm just kidding. Out there, just joking. I joke.
Your first lift is probably going to be 70 to 80% of your max.
Okay.
Your second lift is probably going to be somewhere in that 80 to 90. And if you're feeling frisky, I don't always recommend this, but if you're feeling frisky, 101 to 110% of your max for your third one, just to get a PR.
It's
Yeah.
I've never, I wanted to do an Olympic lifting competition once, but I blew my back out too soon. I didn't plan it. It just kind of happened that way.
That's also in a different podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
That one's going to entertain everybody. Like, wait, you're telling me what to do? You're an idiot. It's like, but it's interesting Olympic lifting, the psychology behind it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I never knew that until I got involved with the group. And I'd watch, are you familiar with all the rules?
Yeah.
Like you have 2 minutes to get your lift,
Yeah.
and somebody could scratch, and then boom, you're up
Yeah.
all of a sudden.
So
it's
the
like,
gamesmanship there is a different
oh
podcast. Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
do you understand that?
So through the weightlifting comps that we've been working.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm getting a little.
SoCal weightlifting, we've been to a couple of your events here.
What's up, SoCal?
Yep. So we've seen it firsthand where it says like, oh, just for example, just to make it easy on the math, it'll be like 100 kilos. This person's going up in 2 minutes, right? And at like a minute, you'll see 101 kilos put on to add another minute of rest. I'm like, that's smart.
Yeah, the gamesmanship.
It is a trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that went on like that
Yep.
because every sport, baseball has it, volleyball, everybody has a gamesmanship to them, right?
Yeah.
And Olympic lifting, I'm like, how do you gamesman somebody out with weight? Like you're
Just
just
your rest time.
and then that, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's genius.
Yep.
That is as long as that you don't. kilo yourself out.
Yeah, 100%.
Like-
Or you start really low, so
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
competition will be like, oh, like, okay, he's not gonna get past this, and then all of a sudden their second jump is huge. You're like, well, where did that come from?
That is,
Yeah.
yeah. So I have one funny story. I always have funny stories with every sport. So I have a old friend of mine. He was at a comp. It was actually at SoCal weightlifting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Hey guys, we're back again. So we were there doing it, and this was my first one, but it was the first one where I knew somebody in there.
Mm-hmm.
So my boys at the time made signs,
Yeah.
and said, "Go Josh."
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting in the stand. Now, in an Olympic lifting competition, you are not far from the athlete. Like, not much further from this camera in some ways.
It's real intimate.
it's
real
It's
close.
very
Right there,
close, which is even more like, how do you focus when you stare at a crowd of people staring right at you?
Oh, I got to start about that.
Yeah, right. And so we're sitting there, and so right when he's getting ready to lift, everybody shh, like when they're teeing off in a golf event. Then my sons jump up, "Go Josh!" Right as he's about to pull, and he starts laughing, and so he has to back away for a sec. Had plenty of time, but had to hit the lift. Everything was fine, but everybody in the audience afterwards started dying laughing. I was like,
that's
"Boys,
awesome.
you can't do. You gotta shh."
Yep. It's like you say that after. You say that after. So I haven't competed on that level yet, but I'm looking to. But at the gym, same thing. Like if people are too close to me, like my friends are trying to hype me up on that one, I'll get to the bar. I'll have my headphones in, but I can still see their dumb faces
Yeah.
right in front of me. I'll get to the ready position to a pull, and then they'll be in my line of sight. So just for anyone that's lifting heavy, that's the one focus that they need is that line of sight. Don't break it. Guy starts walking in front. He's like, "Yeah, you got this." I'm like, "Dude, I'm gonna have to restart. Don't do this."
Do your whole routine over.
Yeah.
It'd be like a pitch being on the pitcher mound,
Yep.
getting ready to throw a ball, and your buddy's behind you, like, "You got this, man." You're like, "Shut up, dude. I'm trying to work here."
But yeah, truthfully, you don't hear that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like I can't remember a time where I could hear any cheering going on when I'm in the batter's box. It's the weirdest thing, like just being in the zone.
Yeah.
What if the catcher started saying something to you?
That has happened before because I played against an influencer one time, and he films his games, and he has a camera on his helmet, he has a camera in the dugout, and he has a microphone on, and he'll talk and try and get a rise out of you and that kind of stuff, and I don't say anything, but I do hear it. I'm aware of it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, don't break the line of sight because it actually gets dangerous really fast if you're trying to focus on a heavier weight too. So sometimes if there's someone working out on the machine in front of me, I'll kindly say, "Hey, I'm going to hit this lift in like a minute or so." Just step off at that time. I don't want to be mad at you.
Get him away.
Yep.
All right, so we covered breathing pretty well.